Hello, everyone in the audience. I'm Hervé. I'm product manager at SAP, and I would like to give you an overview of the integration project between SAP S/4HANA and Google Workspace. It's really great to be part of the TechEd this year. And first of all, I would like to introduce Michael from Google Cloud and Sudeep from SAP Labs.
Hi there, I'm Mike Harding from Google Cloud. Very excited to be with you all today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sudeep Kumar Das, Product Manager at SAP Labs for Document Management Service. Today, I will explain how Document Management Service is used in Google Workspace integration.
Okay, before we jump into the topics, let's have a look on the agenda. We will first get an insight on what is Google Workspace. With an alphabet use case, we will see why this integration is so important. Then we have a slides to explain our SAP strategy. So in the next session, we will discuss the SAP S/4HANA Cloud Delivery 2208 with a short demo, with an architecture discussion, and plans for further releases. Let's start with setting the stage, and I would like to hand over to you, Michael, to provide more insights about what is Google Workspace.
Great, thanks Hervé. Again, I'm Mike Harding. So while my current role is to lead all of our co-innovations between Google Cloud and SAP, I definitely have particular interest in this solution given my 20 plus years of SAP hands-on experience and the value that we all know is we're going to bring to organizations running both SAP and Google Workspace. So for those of you unfamiliar with Google Cloud, we're the fastest growing cloud in the market, quickly becoming Alphabet's strongest asset and close to 2x growth year over year over the last few years. And straight from our mission statement, Google Cloud seeks to accelerate every organization's ability to transform through data-powered innovation. So I want to key in on that word transform for a sec. In order for cloud to really enable transformation, it's got to deliver more value and more innovation to organizations. It has to expand beyond IT and find its way into every process across the organization and into the hands of every employee. Our view is that there are really 5 primary capabilities that together form the basis of the transformation cloud. That's data, open infrastructure, collaboration, and trust, all underpinned by the need for sustainable technology. So most of these have been strengths and differentiators in building up our SAP customer base on Google Cloud. I mentioned that we're the fastest growing cloud. We're also the fastest growing cloud for SAP customers. And these capabilities have generally been instrumental in enabling organizations who run their SAP on Google Cloud. For example, our data cloud is often used to mash up SAP data with non-SAP data and/or directly leverage Google's AI and ML capabilities. Or we see customers using our open, reliable infrastructure to build custom apps or simply build resiliency into their SAP application stack. And of course, security is a key and fundamental foundational requirement for any SAP customers on their migration to cloud. While every other cloud is getting hacked regularly and/or requires customers to consume downtime for quarterly security updates, we have guaranteed levels of uptime and security that are unmatched in the cloud. But one area where we haven't been able to offer capabilities for our SAP customers up until now has been in the area of collaboration. The foundation of our collaboration capabilities here at Google Cloud is Google Workspace, and that's why we're so excited about this initiative and the capabilities that Hervé and Sudeep are going to cover. So a bit more on Workspace. There's over 3 billion users of Workspace at this point. 170 million of those are in education. So maybe if you haven't used Workspace yet, for those of you with kids, I'm pretty sure they most likely have. In enterprise use cases, it truly is a game changer when it comes time to collaboration and productivity with your coworkers, peers, etc. All files and data can be shared effortlessly and seamlessly, and it works on any browser on any device without the need to download software or drain battery life on your devices. All of your standard productivity tools are available on Google Workspace, such as Docs, Sheets, Slides, Meet, Chat, Google Drive, Gmail, etc. And while adoption was initially more around startups and mid-market, we've seen tremendous uptick over the last few years across major enterprises and Fortune 500s, even public sector and healthcare. Admittedly, many of these customers have been converting off of other legacy collaboration suites, but haven't been able to completely migrate due to systems involving business integration, such as SAP. So you all know how convenient it is to download data from an SAP screen to an Excel spreadsheet. Most of us techies, we've seen a bit too much of that becoming a critical path step in business operations. So again, that's why we're so excited about this collaboration between SAP and Google Cloud. So as an example of how customers are innovating on Google Cloud, we have hundreds of use cases and customer success stories. But we do take a bit of pride in how our own SAP implementation here at Alphabet is leveraging Google Cloud, where our Alphabet engineering team has really broken ground with regard to how they've transformed business processes into S/4HANA and native Google solutions. Most everything is available through mobile apps to our business users. We have a true self-service and chargeback capability for consumption of the S/4HANA services and workflows. And we've really been able to drive down any manual intervention of errors by automating wherever and however possible. One great example of this is with our period close, where we found that accounting outliers were taking considerable manual investigation to resolve and thus delaying the closing of the books. Our engineering team introduced AI and ML, almost like a preventative maintenance type use case. So they're able to detect these outliers automatically, use machine learning, and are correcting up to 95% of them. So this has reduced not only the need for manual intervention, but obviously has improved accuracy as well. But again, where we still need help is with the native integration of Google Workspace. So we're super excited for Hervé and Sudeep to walk through what we've started to build here between SAP and Google Cloud. So with that, I'll hand it back off to Hervé.
Thank you, Mike. This is really awesome. I will now explain our SAP strategy with Cloud Business Suites and Google Workspace. Many of our customers are moving to Google Workspace and struggling with exporting data in a Google format, conversion of files, importing data from Google Sheets into SAP, and so on. We will avoid all those errors and manual steps by providing a seamless integration between Google Workspace and SAP S/4HANA Cloud. Connecting SAP software processes with the powerful collaborative capabilities of Google Workspace to innovate how work gets done across the enterprises. The customer benefits are clear. The confidence of having a clean data source due to one-step integration, which enables version control and remove layers as said of translation when sharing application data and documents. Efficiency of ready integration, enabling user adoption to adopt the solution quickly, and ability to export and import data between SAP and Google Workspace, or have instant access to real-time editing and more capabilities for the collaboration. Okay, let's now take a look on the SAP S/4HANA Cloud 2208 delivery. We have started at SAP the integration project, and we will deliver an initial set of features this year for our customers. The first use case is an export scenario to be able to export SAP data from all UI tables to a Google Sheets format. The second use case is an import scenario to upload Google Sheets data into SAP S/4HANA applications. This year only enabled for a finance application called General Journal Entries. We are building a native integration, leveraging our BTP, our business technology platform, for a tight integration and a consistent user experience, keeping the best functionalities of each, the SAP business-centric approach and the Google Workspace collaborative capabilities. Let's get more concrete with a short demo of the table export and table import in the SAP system.
Leveraging the Google Workspace integration provides you the possibility to export tables to Google Workspace. So, after opening the Export As dialog, you can select the Google Sheets format. With click on Export To, a file browser dialog opens which gives you the possibility to browse through your Google Drive repository. The file is being generated, transferred to Google Drive, and from here I can exploit all collaborative capabilities of Google Sheets. So, let us now take a look at the second use case, the upload of General Journal Entries from Google Sheets into SAP S/4HANA. Also here we select Cloud as desired destination and then download a template to our Google Drive. Once the template is open in a Google Sheets, you simply add all your necessary data in the given template. Now you can go back to the Upload General Journal Entries application with click on Upload. The data that was put into the template in Google Sheets is uploaded and can be posted from there. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay, now we will discuss the architecture with you, Sudeep.
Thank you, Hervé. Let us now quickly look into the main architectural building blocks which are involved in this integration. On one end, we see SAP S/4HANA system, and on the other end, we have Google Workspace organization. These two systems interact with the help of SAP Document Management Service, which is represented in the middle of this block diagram. SAP Document Management Service is the main driver for this integration. It is an SAP Business Technology Platform service, which provides solution for enterprise content management. Any CMIS compliant repository can be onboarded on Document Management Service. As we all know that SAP S/4HANA system interacts with any external content management system using CMIS, but Google Drive APIs are not CMIS. To solve this problem, what we created component called Google Workspace wrapper. This wrapper enables Google Drive to be onboarded as an external repository and thus allowing S/4HANA to leverage its existing CMIS client. On S/4HANA system, we also created a new component called File Share. This component allows S4 UI technologies to browse Google Workspace as remote file share drive. One important point to highlight here is that in this integration, all the artifacts that are created on Google Workspace are Google native format. Let us now quickly see what all steps an administrator need to follow to enable this integration. First, Google Workspace organization need to be set up, which involve configuring the service account, enabling domain-wide delegation, and enabling Google Drive API for the project. The next step is to create an HTTP destination from Business Technology Platform referring to Google Workspace. This will help in our next step of onboarding Google Workspace as an external repository in Document Management Service. And at the last, we need to configure the communication arrangement 0190 for outbound communication from S/4HANA system to BTP. The file share component is also configured in this step itself. And with that, we close setup. And once the setup is done, end users can seamlessly work with both S/4HANA and Google Workspace. Over to you, Hervé.
Thank you, Sudeep. We are working intensively together with Google Cloud to deliver the best possible integration. In 2023, we are focusing on the document management, enhancing our document management service with an integration with Google Workspace. To be able to link Google Workspace documents with SAP Business Objects to find and work Google Workspace documents directly from SAP S/4HANA applications. We will also deliver a broader application adoption of the import scenario and more capabilities for the table export. We are working closely with our customer, involving them during the development phases, working on their use case to define together the further releases. Our customers are really pushing this topic, and it is only the beginning between Google Cloud and SAP. More to come with projects regarding an integration with Google Chat, Google Meet, and so on. Michael, closing words are on your side.
Thank you, Hervé. And before we close out, we want to make sure and make it clear that we're just barely scratching the surface here. I mean, what you've seen from Sudeep and Hervé is really foundational in terms of the integration between S/4HANA and any really Google Cloud solution, Google Workspace, etc., using BTP as the integration layer, right? So by foundation, we've done some core things around, for example, authentication and monitoring, tooling, etc. So really excited about where we're headed. And in fact, we're already starting to see other SAP products with tight integration with Google Cloud that are also leveraging BTP. A great example here is some recent announcements from SAP Process Automation, where we have now native integration between Google Workspace, but also we have native integration with Google Vertex AI and Google Document AI. Real cool use case we're starting to see is where customers are using Doc AI and actually Google Vision to scan invoices, kind of outlier type invoices that might come in, aren't coming in through EDI, might come in through something like a PDF that's attached to a mail or shared or whatever. So Doc AI, Vision, et cetera, will scan those, will translate them from unstructured to structured data, identify the key fields, and enter that data directly into SAP. Another example, actually, which is quite common, is where we're seeing customers more and more tie their SAP data into Google BigQuery for more comprehensive and predictive use cases. So demand sensing is a common one here, where customers are using native data signals from, for example, Google Ads, search trends, Google Maps, etc., and using this to automatically inform their supply chain, their inventory management, in their SAP backend. So before we wrap up, we want to encourage you all to leverage all of the content and guidance that you're getting here from TechEd. Of course, one of the great benefits of TechEd is the ability to connect with your peers and others in the SAP community. Unfortunately, for those of you joining virtually, there won't be a cool concert on Thursday, but I'm told they're going to make up for it next year. So just to wrap, we want to say thank you to Hervé, Sudeep, and the rest of the SAP team for the tremendous efforts here. The results really are speaking for themselves. Here's our contact information. We welcome those of you in the audience to contact us for any follow-ups.